Question number 1. The engineering team at a startup is evaluating the most optimal block storage volume type for the EC2 instances hosting its flagship application. The storage volume should support very low latency, but it does not need to persist the data when the instance terminates. As a solutions architect, you have proposed using instant store volumes to meet these requirements. Which of the following would you identify as the key characteristics of the instant store volumes? You have to select two options. This is option number 1, this is option number 2, this is option number 3, this is option number 4, and this is option number 5. The options are not fitting into the screen. If you need some more time to answer the questions, you can pause the video. Your time starts now. Time up. So now let us analyze the answers. Option number 1. This option is wrong, as you can specify instant store volumes only at launch time. Restarting an instance doesn't allow you to add or specify instant store volumes. Also, this is incorrect because restart is not supported for adding or specifying instant store volumes. Option number 1 is an incorrect answer. Option number 2. Instant store is reset when you stop or terminate an instance. Instant store data is preserved during hibernation. This answer is partially correct because instant store is reset. All data is lost when you terminate or stop an instance. However, data is not preserved during hibernation. The second part of this statement is false. Option number 2 is partially correct. Option number 4. An instant store is a network storage type. This option is wrong, as instant store is directly attached to the physical host, not network based. It provides low latency because it does not rely on the network for storage access. Option number 4 is incorrect. Option number 3. If you create an AMI from an instance, the data on its instant store volumes isn't preserved. So this option is correct, as when you create an AMI, only data on the root EBS volume is preserved. Instant store data is temporary and is not included in the AMI. This matches the behavior of instant store volumes. So option number 3 is correct. Option number 5. You can't detach an instance store volume from one instance and attach it to a different instance. This option is correct, as instance store volumes are tied to the life cycle of the EC2 instances. They are physically attached to the underlying hardware, so they cannot be detached or moved to another instance. So at the end, option number 3 and 5 are the correct answers. Now let us go to the next question. Question number 2. To support critical production workloads that require maximum reliancy, a company wants to configure network connections between its Amazon VPC and the on-premises infrastructure. The company needs AWS direct connections with speeds greater than 1 Gbps. As a solutions architect, which of the following will you suggest as the best architecture for this requirement? You will have 4 options. This is option number 1, this is option number 2, this is option number 3, and this is option number 4. The options are not fitting into the screen, so if you need some more time to answer the questions, you may pause the video. Your time starts now. Time up. Now let us analyze the answers. Option number 1. Opt for at least 2 direct connect connections terminating 1 different devices at a single direct connection location. This option is incorrect, as having 2 direct connections terminating on different devices at a single direct connect location does provide some redundancy, but it's not the best architecture for maximum reliancy. If the single direct connect location goes down, both connections will be affected. So option number 1 is incorrect. Option number 2. Use AWS managed VPN as a backup for AWS direct connections to ensure maximum reliancy. This option is incorrect, as using AWS managed VPN as a backup for AWS direct connections is a good idea, but it's not the best architecture for maximum reliancy. VPN connections typically have a lower bandwidth and higher latency compared to direct connect. So option number 2 is incorrect. Option number 4. Opt for one direct connect connection at each of the multiple direct connect locations. This option is incorrect, as having one direct connect connection at each of multiple direct connect locations provides some redundancy, but it's not as robust as having two connections at multiple locations. If one location fails, the single connection at that location will be affected. So option number 4 is incorrect. Option number 3. Opt for two separate direct connections terminating on separate devices in more than one direct connect location. This option is correct, as opting for two separate direct connect connections terminating on separate devices in more than one direct connect location provides the best architecture for maximum reliability. This setup ensures redundancy. If one connection or device fails, the other connection can take over. And diversity. Using multiple direct connect locations reduces the risk of a single location failure affecting both connections. At the end, option number 3 is the correct answer. Let us go to the next question. Question number 3. A solutions architect is designing a high performance computing application using Amazon EC2 Linux instances. All EC2 instances need to communicate to each other with low latency and high throughput network performance. Which EC2 solution best meets these requirements? So you have 4 options for this question. This is option number 1. This is option number 2, this is option number 3, and this is option number 4. The timer starts now. Time up. Option number 2. Launch the EC2 instances in a spread placement group in one availability zone. This option is incorrect, as launching the EC2 instances in a spread placement group in one availability zone is not the best solution. Spread placement groups are designed to spread instances across multiple racks, reducing the impact of hardware failures, and also do not provide the same level of low latency and high throughput as cluster placement groups. So option number 2 is an incorrect answer. Option number 3. Launch the EC2 instances in an auto-scaling group spanning multiple availability zones. This option is incorrect, as launching the EC2 instances in an auto-scaling group spanning multiple availability zones is not the best solution. Auto-scaling provides high availability and scalability. Instances in different availability zones may experience high latency due to network communication between zones. So option number 3 is incorrect. Option number 4. Launch the EC2 instances in an auto-scaling group in 2 regions. Place a network load balancer in front of 2 instances. This option is incorrect, as launching the EC2 instances in an auto-scaling group in 2 regions with a network load balancer is not the best solution. This setup introduces additional latency due to inter-region communication. It is more complex and expensive than a single region solution. So option number 4 is incorrect. Option number 1. Launch the EC2 instances in a cluster placement group in one availability zone. This option is correct, as launching the EC2 instances in a cluster placement group in one availability zone is the best solution for low latency and high throughput network performance. Cluster placement groups allow instances to be placed in close proximity to each other, reducing latency, enable high bandwidth, low latency network between instances. So at the end, option number 1 is the correct answer. Now let us go to the next question. Question number 4. A solutions architect is migrating a distributed application from their on-premises environment into AWS. This application consists of an Apache Cassandra NoSQL database with a containerized SUSE Linux compute layer with an additional storage layer made up of multiple Microsoft SQL Server databases. Once in the cloud, the company wants to have a little operational overhead as possible with no schema conversion during the migration, and the company wants to host the architecture in a highly available and durable way. Which of the following groups of services will provide the solutions architect with the best solution? This is option number 1, this is option number 2, this is option number 3, and this is option number 4. The options are not fitting into the screen, so if you need some more time to answer the questions, you may pause the video. Timer starts now. Time up. Now let us analyze the answers. Option number 1. Run the NoSQL database on a DynamoDB and the compute layer on Amazon ECS and on EC2. Use Amazon RDS for Microsoft SQL Server to host the second storage layer. This option is incorrect, as using DynamoDB for the NoSQL database would require schema conversion, which the company wants to avoid. DynamoDB is also a proprietary NoSQL database service that's different from Apache Cassandra. Option number 1 is incorrect. Option number 2. Run the NoSQL database on DynamoDB and the compute layer on Amazon ECS on Fargate. Use Amazon RDS for Microsoft SQL Server to host the second storage layer. This option is incorrect, as again using DynamoDB would require schema conversion. Additionally, while Amazon ECS on Fargate is a good choice for the compute layer, the company wants to avoid schema conversion for the NoSQL database. So option number 2 is incorrect. Option number 3. Run the NoSQL database on Amazon Keyspaces and the compute layer on Amazon ECS on Fargate. Use Amazon Aurora to host the second storage layer. This option is incorrect, as using Amazon Aurora for the second storage layer would require migrating the Microsoft SQL Server databases to a different database engine, which might not be desirable. Amazon Aurora is a MySQL compatible database service. So option number 3 is incorrect. Option number 4. Run the NoSQL database on Amazon Keyspaces and the compute layer on Amazon ECS on Fargate. Use Amazon RDS for Microsoft SQL Server to host the second storage layer. This option is correct, as this option provides the best solution. Amazon Keyspaces is a Cassandra compatible database service, which means no schema conversion is required for the NoSQL database. Amazon ECS on Fargate provides a managed container orchestration service for the compute layer, reducing operational overhead. Amazon RDS for Microsoft SQL Server allows the company to their Microsoft SQL Server databases without requiring a database engine migration. So at the end, option number 4 is the correct answer. Now let us go to the next question. Option number 5. A web application hosts static and dynamic content. The application runs on Amazon EC2 instances in an auto-scaling group behind an application load balancer. The database tier runs on an Amazon Aurora database. A solutions architect needs to make the application more resilient to periodic increases in request rates. Which architecture should the solutions architect implement? You have to select two options. This is option number 1. This is option number 2. This is option number 3. This is option number 4. This is option number 5. Your timer starts now. Time up. Now let us analyze the answers. Option number 1. Add an AWS Global Accelerator. This option is incorrect, as AWS Global Accelerator is a service that helps improve the availability and performance of applications by routing traffic through the AWS Global Network. While it can help with performance, is not the best solution for handling periodic increases in request rates. So this is incorrect. Option number 2. Add an AWS Direct Connect link. This option is incorrect, as AWS Direct Connect is a service that provides a dedicated network connection from your on-premises to AWS. While it can help with network performance, it's not directly related to handling increases in request rates. So option number 2 is incorrect. Option number 3. Add an AWS Transit Gateway. This option is incorrect, as AWS Transit Gateway is a service that enables you to connect your VPCs and on-premises networks to a single gateway. While it can help with network connectivity, it's not the best solution for handling periodic increases in request rates. So option number 3 is incorrect. Option number 4. Add Aurora replicas. This option is correct, as adding Aurora replicas can improve the performance and resilience of your database tier. By creating read-only replicas of your database, you can distribute read traffic and reduce the load on your primary database. So option number 4 is the correct answer. Option number 5. Add an Amazon CloudFront distribution. This option is correct, as adding an Amazon CloudFront distribution can help improve the performance and resilience of your application by caching static content at edge locations around the world. This can reduce the load on your EC2 instances and improve response times for users. So, at the end, option number 4 and 5 are the correct answers. Congratulations for completing 5 questions today. There are more questions in our playlist named AWS Cloud Practitioner. There is another playlist named AWS Solutions Architect. That's all for today's session. I'll meet you in the next session. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep exploring. Thank you and bye.